I ordered you a Christmas present. Just came in today. Huh. Well, it's a rear disc brake kit for my Volkswagen bus. That's strange. So apparently there was some sort of mix-up with the presents. But since they're here, let's see what we got. Now, I know you're wondering what brake kit to run with your VW bus. Now, you see, now that since it's jacked up, you can see this tire, you know, it starts to lean. It's only like a finger away from hitting the edge here. Now, remember when I bought this bus like 7 years ago or something? I put disc brakes on the front, and it has Seiko disc brakes, which is a really nice kit. It's put out by Willwood, and then I don't even think Seiko exists, but it's a Willwood product. It has the 4-piston caliper and all that. And at the same time, I bought this one. And this is the same, came with the kit and all, but what this one did, you can see it's flat across here, from the hub to the gears, to the splines, is pretty much flat. In fact, well, if we put it's really only 1/8 of an inch, right, between the hub and the gear. And it pushed my wheel out 1 inch, so I couldn't even use it because I couldn't even get my wheel on. I had to tear apart the whole drive line and put it up there, and then it was like a 1/4 inch from rubbing, so I couldn't use it. And it did come with this brake caliper, which is a dual piston with no e-brake. So it wasn't the best setup. I never did put it on. I just ran the drum, which was here. Actually, I think when I bought it, it actually had a 4-lug, newer Beetle style with a much wider drum, and it had this 5-wide spacer on there. And don't ever use these because my wheel actually fell off because there's just not enough threads to put a wheel on with it, and it actually fell off. So what I did is I got rid of that, and I went and got a 5x205 normal drum for it that it was supposed to have. But if we take a measurement, let's take a measurement here. Let's see this. So what I have been running with this from the splines is about 1 1/8 to the hub. 1 1/8 inches. And this one's only 1/8, so it pushes the wheel out 1 inch further. So right now with this hub, with the drum, I'm running, I have about 1 1/4 inches. So just barely enough to get the wheel on if I'm tricky. But let's see about this new Empi kit. From the splines is 1 inch. So it's not as far in as I would like, because this is 1 1/8 inches. But 1 inch should be pretty good. But compared to this one, you can see it's much lower. That is about 7/8. But none of this really matters unless we put it on the car. Now, what we really want to do, sorry, I had to put this kind of back together with the bearing in it and the spacers so that we have it spaced right. Let's take some real life measurements, because that's what really matters. So that's where it will go. From the spring plate, from the bottom of the spring plate is 5 1/4. Right? Let's measure this original one that I bought like 6 years ago. Let's see. Okay. So we were at 5 1/8, and now 6 1/8. So yeah, this pushed my wheel 1 inch further out, and there's just not that much room. 1 inch on that. And this is the one they call zero offset. So let's see, because you know how some of these, okay, it does fit nice and snug. Okay. So now let's see. Oh, hold on a minute. Oh, wow. Okay. I don't think it was all the way on there. It really grabs. Boy, this puppy is tight. And I'm going to show you why that's a good thing. So with it, all right. So now we're at 5 3/8. So it's only an 1/8 further stick out. So, okay. Pretty close. Right, 5 3/8. So it's an 1/8. Okay, so let me show you. Oh boy. Wow, those last little bit. Let me show you something. So this one grabs nice, but watch this. Here, I'm going to actually take that off. Watch this. Look at that wiggle. And that's because some of these drums, you know, depending on, I hear that if you get them out of Mexico or something, or, you know, it depends who the supplier is. This one never was, you know, it would sit there, it would wobble. Actually, what would happen is this nut would wiggle loose. You know, once a year or something, you know, whatever. It would wiggle loose, and it would start leaking out the oil seals because this thing was wobbling. It wasn't even on there very good. Look at all that plate. And by the way, this was new when I bought it, okay? This is new, and it's been like that since I bought it new. And actually, never take your car to a tire shop. Because what they do, man, they hit them with an air gun, and 2 of these are stripped out. And I had to drill them out and tap them to the, you know, the next size up to get them to work, because these auto shops are using air guns, and they're not torquing these. You know, they're putting them at 200 foot-pounds with their air gun. When these things, oh my gosh, they're barely take 80 before they strip. I mean, it really depends. I mean, if we look at the thickness of this, let's look at the thickness. By the way, looks like about 3/8, not 3/8. It looks like, oh, these are pretty thick. That's pretty thick, and it's actually tapered like this coming in here. So, yeah, we got a few more threads, it looks like, on these. I think we can really take some threads. I'm gonna put these on. I think these are good now, because it's only an 1/8 inch difference from here and here. That makes me feel really good. I'm gonna go ahead and put these back on. So by the way, in the kit, it does come with new brake lines. Just a little section of brake line to go from the steel. The calipers, I actually, the ones that came in the mail, actually have the e-brakes, so imagine that. So thank you for that. And it has the slide instead of the dual piston, which I really don't care for, especially in the back. It just has, you know, the slide mechanism, so it'll stay centered, and the one piston. And it looks like it has some teeth in there. So maybe it's the type that actually turns and turns in. I don't know why they would need that, but that looks good to me. And so here you can see the brackets. The difference between the original bracket height and this new one. Look at that, it's about 1 inch, so that's about right? And look at the, man, solid versus this old Seiko kit that I never installed. That's just freaking 1/8 of an inch. So when you hit the caliper, I've heard of people with this thing flexing, you know, but this is cast. And this is not going to flex once I get it on there. And it's just going to go like that. Well, I guess it goes back. I guess it goes like so. And that ain't moving anywhere, because that is casted with angles and big support. So much nicer kit these days. I'm going to go ahead and take this gift and put it on. Thank you.